I want to leave a little message with you. Go back and look up and find out where you came from. What your grandfather did, what your grandmother did, what your great-grandfather did, I can tell you what mine did. My dad slept in the back of a car in Canton, Ohio for 6 months while he's waiting, trying to get a job. I was the first one to graduate from college. Go back and find out where they've been. Family, that's what it's all about. You people understand that as you get older, as you get out into the world, and I want you to meet my family.
They pitch the ball out on the right side to Cheatham, and he is met head up by Shane Bullough, number 41. And he drives him back, and the Spartan offense comes back on the field. Here's Chuck Bullough trying to fight off the block of 69, and he does it. Waits and sorts out the ball carrier. Chuck Bullough, the junior, the great Bullough tradition, makes the tackle.
Play fake to Hyde. Braxton Miller wants to throw, and he won't have time. Max Bullough and Shalik wrap him up and throw him down at the 30-yard line. Toss sweep to Evans, running to the right.
Oh,
block tackle down. Great play by Riley Bullough.
Good clean hit in the midsection by Byron Bullough, another one of the Bullough brothers and family members who's played at Michigan State.
My grandpa came here first. My dad's dad here in the 50s. Had a successful coaching career after that. And then he had 2 sons and a daughter. Both sons came here. One of them my uncle, one of them my dad.
My mom went to school here, and then the next in line was my sister, and then my brother, and then myself, and now Shane's kids, Max, Riley, Byron, Holly, are all attending Michigan State.
My mom's brother, Uncle Bobby, played here as well in the 80s, so quite a lineage we've had here.
My father came from the coal mines and the steel mills, and so Michigan State is the vehicle he used to propel our family into. Now almost everybody has a degree from Michigan State. I can just remember him taping a bag, like the tackling dummy bags, to a tree out in the back of my yard, and me using that to hit it. And he didn't stress football to us much. It was all academics. Michigan State football and the school, Michigan State, hold a special spot in our hearts.
A lot of people say, oh, you're a runner? Like, that's cool, I hate running. And I totally relate to that, because there are days when running is hard. But at the end of the day, running is just something that I can always come back to, and it's a constant in my life. It's something where if I have a difficult day or even a great day, I can go on my run and just come back to myself and get in that flow, and it just clears your mind. I grew up in Midland, Michigan. We've always been a super active family, never super involved in one specific sport. I kind of was the kid that tried everything, tried soccer, basketball, I did ballet for a little bit, and then I guess running ended up being the one that stuck. My dad and my mom both was always the ones taking us up to our cottage literally every weekend. We were up at Crystal Mountain in the winter, and then in the summer water skiing, wakeboarding, and just crazy adventures all the time. Pretty much active from day one without a choice, but I loved it.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of us growing up. We were always doing stuff, ride bikes or be outside, and just really, we were never really that pushy about it, just do something very active.
I was always a swimmer in middle school just as a fun thing, and then kind of got really competitive with it in high school. I ended up going to states for the backstroke, and I always kind of considered swimming more my major sport, and then track as my side fun sport. I think it's a similar mindset for running and swimming. They're both endurance sports. It's essentially the same thing as you're racing the clock, and so it's that racer mentality I learned a lot from swimming translates into running. Starting around like 3rd or 4th grade, our gym teacher had us do like these timed miles. And I was like the first in the class for the timed mile. But like I never really thought much of it.
Midland out with a time of 2:14.66, Erin McDonald.
Really kind of my junior year of high school was when I sort of started to see that like I could actually score points at a state level and compete. My coach started putting it into my head like, hey, like you could set the school record. Like the school record's 2:14. Like you should go for that next year. So then like training for my senior season, I was like, okay, yeah, let's go for it. Let's try to set the record. And then I ended up like exceeding the record. And that's when like college coaches started contacting my coach like, hey, is this girl running in college? And I was like, no.
Chuck Bullough played here, so I think what we've done is we've brought people back that's got a history of Michigan State, so at least their transition here, or at least they know the fight song. That's what I can guarantee.
When I received Coach D'Antonio's call, I was extremely excited. Coach D'Antonio doesn't have a lot of guys that leave his staff. Fortunately for me, there were some openings this past offseason. We were the only people in either side of our family that were living outside of Michigan, so it was fantastic to be able to come back to Michigan personally. Professionally, obviously you always want to come back to your alma mater. If you're going to coach in college football, the majority of coaches, they always talk about it, if they get a chance, they want to come back to their alma mater to coach at some point during their career, and I was very fortunate for that to happen.
My dad told me actually when I first heard about it, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. So I called up Uncle Chuck, told him congrats, and I can't wait to get to work with him. He's always been an intense guy, and to bring him onto the staff as another family member, another intense coach, it brings a new element to our team that I think will help us. You know, it is the same old Uncle Chuck. He'll get in your face, he'll push you to the limits. He was a successful player, so he knows how to get it done, and he brings something great to our staff, to our team. There's sort of a family element here at Michigan State. We always talk about family here, and literally I guess we have a ton of guys who are actually blood brothers, so I mean, that's a cool thing. There's a ton of legacies, brothers on this team, so it's special this year.
When I showed up and started to go to work and he was there, he was Coach Bullough. He didn't call me Uncle Chuck, he said Coach Bullough. Down the line, it'll be something special. Right now, I'm coach and he's player, and down the line, years from now, when he's out of football and he'll still be able to call me Coach Bullough, which Max and Riley, they can't call me Coach Bullough because I never coached them.
What it ultimately came down to is I had a really long phone conversation with the coaches here, Coach Senikevich at Michigan State, and I remember she said, Erin, don't not do something because you're afraid of it. Because I kept saying like, oh, I'm just afraid of running college. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to balance it all, academics and sports. And when she said that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
National championship team.
When I was a redshirt freshman, I was on the team with that national championship team. It just makes you so inspired and just truly like want to have that level of success again. Training with all those girls as well really gives you a perspective of like what it takes to be at that level. These were all girls that, like, if you look at their histories, they weren't crazy All-Americans out of high school. They were like me, and they worked hard, and they built their way up to that national championship. I remember looking at that and like thinking, I can do this. If she can do it, like I can do it too. It's definitely crazy how far I've come. I could barely keep up on simple base runs as a freshman. What's supposed to be like considered like easy runs, I was struggling. And then now I see myself like scoring at conference meets, and I'm like, me? Are you sure? Like, that's right? Like, so still I see myself as this not a runner, but I'm starting now to see myself as someone that's competitive and get that confidence.
When she was in high school, one time the swim coach said, you know, I don't know, Erin's just a racer. Whenever we put her in the pool, she's just lets go and races. And I think that's been her, you know, her kind of MO. She just never feels like she can't do it.
trust the process is like the Michigan State way. It goes both in academics and running go hand in hand, just in knowing that that hard work is going to pay off. It's the same thing when I'm running, and I know that it's difficult now, but it's going to make me better for races. It's going to help me to score points. It's the same thing when I'm struggling in academics and at my job and my internships. Sometimes you have days where you're frustrated, you can't solve the problem, you feel like you're behind on your project. But like, it's sort of like our coach always tells us, like, just focus on the next thing. Like when it gets tough in a race, just focus on the next thing that you have to do. Helping a teammate, getting to that next, mark on the track, and break it down in your mind, and then sooner, before you know it, it'll be over and you'll have accomplished the goal that you set out to accomplish.
I think running just has taught her about perseverance and discipline and self-reliance, but also relying on your team. She takes so much from her team members, and just the camaraderie and the love and just the commitment and the hard work and the dedication and the team spirit that they all have together. That's going to take her through life. Those are friends, those are lifelong friends that she's made here at Michigan State. But those are also principles that she'll apply at work, in her family, and in her life.
I guess like running for me at the end of the day is like my one truth that like I can always go back to, and it just brings me back to my center, brings me back to feeling like myself, regardless of what is going on around me.
Inside! 11!
Well, he's a dynamic player right now, and the coaching staff said he is the most improved player they have on the team. And they're not saying that because I'm there. They're just saying that he's on the defensive side of the ball. They said he's the most improved. So he's done a heck of a job in terms of turning up his level of play. I like what I see from him, and obviously the other coaches who have been here a long time, they love what he's done work-wise in the offseason.
Here we go.
Byron has a ton of energy. Every senior has to get up and speak in front of the team, and he spoke the other night, and that was one of the things he said. He says, I'm going to bring energy to every practice, and every time I step on the field. He definitely has done that. He's going 100 miles an hour. Once he hits that field, it doesn't stop until coach says practice is over. So he's really done a great job of holding up his end of the bargain. He told the team, I'm going to be 100% energy, and he has been.
Three things that when people talk about Byron Bullough at Michigan State, what I want them to think of is, you know what, someone who does things the right way always. He comes in here, he gets to work, he gets other guys going, he comes with energy, passion, and conviction every day. Football is a game of enthusiasm, passion, energy. The more passion and energy you bring, I think the more you get out of it, the more successful you are.
When I've seen Max and Riley play, they were high energy guys. They've always been leaders, always been very vocal. I was vocal, Shane was vocal when he was here, so I guess that's just it's part of the family tradition. I guess you gotta bring some energy.
Been a Bullough playing for us since 2010. Okay, so 2018, all right? The last one playing. I'll tell you what every one of them had, which we need to have. Fearless.
It's the last season, the last time the Bullough name will be represented on the Michigan State football jersey for a while. So sure, I'll say there's a little bit of added pressure there to perform this year.
It really hits me when Coach D had us go and we touch all the Big Ten championship plaques over there on the wall of the stadium, and there's only been 1 year in 1978 where there's not a Bullough's name on that plaque. So there's only been one championship where some form, me, Max, Riley, Byron, Shane, my dad, somebody has been on, a Bullough has been on the team whenever they've won a championship. So that's a special. Hopefully I can stay here for the next 20 years, and hopefully Max will be ready to come back coach or something. Keep the tradition of championships.
What playing at MSU means to me, hey, it's a family tradition. Family tradition and growth. I mean, all the hallways are littered with the Bullough name around here. I take pride in that. It's just really special to me, and I'm happy to carry on the tradition. Well, as I was saying in my senior speech the other day, the two things that playing MSU really means to me and how I've grown over the years. One, it was an opportunity to better myself in education and in football. And then I saw so much growth in myself. You know, I came in here as an 18-year-old. I'll be 23 in about a month. So I think in a lot of ways, I came here as a boy, but I'll be leaving as a man, and a whole lot better football player and a whole lot better man.
I think he's going to leave his stamp on Michigan State. Just his leadership and his energy he brings, and the players respect him. He might not have the publicity that some of his brothers have had, but the team knows that he is a major, major contributor in terms of the success of this football team. Michigan State University is a special place in terms of it was the school that gave my father a chance to get out of the coal mines and the steel mills, and that was our vehicle out of poverty. And it'll always hold a special spot in all our hearts, the Bullough family, because we know this was our way out. And everybody now has gotten degrees from Michigan State. So my dad started it, and it continues to grow with Byron being the last one for a little bit here.
Wear the green and white is for one, it's pride for myself, and it's a family tradition. I've had so many family members come here and play, wear the Bullough name, just to carry that on, it's a blessing. And wear the green and white. Michigan State football, I always think as one of the top programs in the country. So to come here and play at a high level, it's awesome.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to what should be a heck of a football game here at Memorial Stadium on the campus of Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana. This is not the Indiana teams that teams might have played 10 years ago or so. This is seems to be anyway, a pretty darn good Hoosier outfit. The defense for the Spartans against maybe the offense for Indiana on the ground so far.
That's going to be the story. Strength versus strength there. Michigan State defensively brings in the #1 rush defense in the nation.
And a Big Ten opener for both teams. Here we go. Stewart will be able to return it. Plowing through it, staying on his feet. Darryl Stewart.
Snap back to the shotgun. Throws it left sideline. Nice grab by Cody White. Over the shoulder catch inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 16-yard line of Indiana.
Wide open. Inside the 5, diving and in is Jalen Naylor. The freshman from California with his first career touchdown.
Ramsey takes the shotgun snap, feels the heat, throws left flat, and picked. That baby's going to go all the way to the end zone. Picked off by Shaq Brown. Another play fake, and this time pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Willekes has him again. And Michigan State with 1:23 to play in the half. Can they get 7 more, maybe 3 more?
Lewerke completing it to Felton Davis. So a good start to the drive.
Spartans at the 46 of Indiana. Brian Lewerke throws right sideline for Felton.
Nice catch.
Davis, what a grab! Play fake, and then a play fake on the end around. Throws back line in the end zone. It's going to be grabbed by Matt Dotson, the tight end. Touchdown, MSU. The Spartans 21, Indiana 7 at the half. It's 3rd and 2. Brian Lewerke has Jefferson to his right. Tight end Matt Sokol in motion left, comes back to the right. Lewerke will run to the right, hangs onto it, has a first down and change. Play fakes to Connor Hayward. Shoots it out to him on the left side. He's got a blocker at the 20. Steps away from a Hoosier at the 15. Hayward to the left of Lewerke. To the right is Sowers. They'll hand it to him running left. He'll reverse it back to Cody White running right. Throws. It's caught at the 5-yard line by Brian Lewerke.
And this is going to be a fake. Lewerke pitches it out. And it's a touchdown for the kicker, Matt Conlon. What a turn of events. Mark D'Antonio with a gutsy call, and boy, does it pay off. And they will do a handoff And that's Naylor. A big hole for Jalen Naylor. He might go, and he will go. He won 4 state titles as a track star in high school, and he shows off the speed right there. Intercepted. And that should be the icing on the cake.
Time's going to run out here in Bloomington. The Spartans hand the Indiana Hoosiers their first defeat of the year.
We're gonna win this game. Fight, fight, Roxy, fight. Victory for MSU.